What is going on, everybody? Brett here, and we are back playing some more Battle Brothers on the Beast and Exploration DLC. And today is a hype episode because we are going to attempt, and I do say attempt, to take out the Goblin City. And I was sitting here, I rearranged my party. I'll get into that in a second. You can see here, Hondo is equipped with the unique war brand we picked up at the end of the last episode. And I'm going to go into that and some other things in just a second. But as I was sitting here trying to encamp and repair, this event popped up. So it says, Hondo the Brutal approaches with a pained look on his face, his helmet in his hands as he wipes his brow. Sir, you should come and see this. You inquire as to what it is you're going to see. I don't have the words for it. You best come and see with your own eyes. You look down at your work, plotting the march for the coming days, but, judging by the look on the brother's face, it can wait. So it's another one of these. Ragnar just hurt himself. That's pretty annoying considering the only reason we're sitting here is to heal. But Ragnar is... okay, he's only minorly hurt. So as we encamp, time goes by, we should be able to heal up. We may have to sit here an entire day just to make sure that our armor is repaired and that our brothers are healed. And encamping does speed up that process. So it's dawn, and I think we're good to go. We certainly did not want to fight them at night. So, actually, you know what, now that I say that out loud, I could definitely see a strategy that revolves around taking nothing but like shield brothers with kite shields, attacking them at night to negate all of their ranged advantage, and then just like charging them. Or sitting back, letting the wolf riders and things come to you, killing them, and then moving forward. But I could see that also being very difficult. We'll save the game. Let's resume. I could see that being very difficult because they tend to use at least one goblin shaman is going to be in this fight. I think the first time I ever did it, there were two. We should expect at least one overseer, maybe two, maybe three, I don't know. This is going to be a huge fight, probably well over 40 goblins. We've killed big groups before in the low 30s with relative ease, but we need to expect not to be able to move for this fight if they're going to be more than one goblin shaman. So let me go ahead and break down what I did strategy-wise with our group. And you know what? If we're going to be as prepared as we can be, where are our dogs? Wow, we don't have like any of our dogs equipped. We should do that. Dogs save lives. We have a brother who's probably not going to run. He should probably have a dog. Steezy can give a dog here. And Oz can give a dog. Scaredy has to have that. I brought him in because he is a brother with a kite shield, and noble swords are very effective against goblins. We have Shiv here in heavy armor. Burnfree should be fine without that. Okay, that may be enough war dogs. So someone pointed out in the comment section, Blue, that this is, as a war brand, sure, it's not as good against armor as the greatsword, but against goblins, we don't need to hit armor. We just have to hit them. And Slash, which is the first attack of a war brand, has a plus 10% chance to hit. So this could be like a ridiculous goblin slaying weapon on Hondo, and we're going to try it out in this fight. Everyone's healed up. I think we're pretty much good to go. Front line of mostly kite shields. Some of these are like, this one here is technically a heater shield, but it's a very powerful one. We've got all the war bows, except we need to bring in one more. I think we need to take out Giro. Pull out our Falcon, and then now we either need to bring in, no, all we can bring in is Ramen. So Ramen comes in. We don't need the Falcon. I would rather have the War Dog for this fight than the Falcon. And we can also do something like this. Just for the moment. Give us our best armor, our best gear, Sir Steinhardt would probably be great in this type of fight. He's very tempting to bring in. I'm just not sure who I would take out. We want a front line big enough to cover all of our war bows. And if we start him like way off to the side, he may be able to distract some of the root snares that the goblin shamans do. So there is some thought to doing that. I'm going to try it like this. We're going to save the game one more time, so I don't have to do that just in case I lose. Today is going to be all about this. So if I go into here and I fail after a long battle, we'll reset, we'll figure a new strategy, especially if it was close, and we'll try again. But this is going to be a dangerous fight. This is one of the top fights in the game. Rule Gaziks, and we are going to head on in. We have prepared for this day. And it looks like they sent out some units. Interesting. I wonder if that's going to affect the battle. So as you approach, you return to the city, but the stranger you met earlier is nowhere to be seen. However, what is seen is an enormous contingent of goblin forces marching out of their city. They're in lockstep and chittering loudly. Their leaders sit atop saddled wolves, with their war banners tilting side to side as though it were a fleet set to sea. Goblin families stand perched at the gates. They're throwing handfuls of bones upon the marchers, and sometimes you see a dog or human limb get tossed down, and whichever goblin catches it holds it up like a trophy, and the surrounding troop cheers. It takes a full hour for the army to pass, at which time the goblins at the gates recede back into the city, and a few guards mill about. There's still plenty yet to put up a fight, but not enough to handle the sons of Verona. Yeah, let's hope so. As I mentioned, the last time I did this, and I mentioned this a long time ago, the battlefield was like ridiculously hilly and extremely unfavorable to me. So cross your fingers, please, that we are not like at the bottom of a ravine with their entire army standing on top of an enormous hill. So lots of goblin ambushers, a plethora of skirmishers, a few goblin overseers, some goblin shamans, and lots of wolf riders. This is a huge fight. Oh my god, it gave us the top of a hill. But look how many of them there are. 47. And they're behind us already. Jesus. Okay. This is probably the best case scenario for us. At the top of a hill, we can pick and choose our targets. We don't have to move. We don't care if we get rooted. We can see 3 goblin shamans and 2 overseers. We just need to get into these forward positions, keep them at the bottom of the hill. And make sure we're defending our back line. So anyone who comes up and around us, like all of these wolf riders are, we need to prioritize them heavily. Also would be great to snipe out a shaman. Wow, he sat in a hole. 4 shamans? Oh my god. Oh my god. So we don't want to be encircled. We just have an abundance of targets. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I think we have to go with the 71% chance. Nice. Alright, the overseer's jumping up. Can't believe for once it gave me a great vantage point in one of these types of fights. Let's take a risk and shoot at this shaman, and we nail him. That's beautiful. And of course we passed with Ramen because we did not want... We're going to step up here. We did not want to pull out our whatchamacallit, our axe or polearm and miss out on getting some of that ranged fire. So I'm going to try and get lucky again. Because worst case scenario, we probably kill a goblin. And now, step this way. could step. Step here and spear wall. We don't want to leave our brothers without cover. We want to keep our shields in front if we can. So wow, we have a decent chance to hit this dude. Damn, killing an early shaman would have been great. There's so many more though. I'm not sure exactly how much it matters. But we need to be prepared to be quickly enveloped by wolf riders. Okay, can we pick this guy off? 56% chance, and we kill him. Beautiful. And it would be nice to be counter-skirmishing them, but I think it's more important that we just start killing goblins, just straight up. Yeah, let them come to the top. Let them come. We could step forward and bash that dude on the head. Okay, pretty sure these were absorbed by our bone platings. Yeah, it's going to take them a lot of fatigue to get to the top of this hill. And then when they get here, we're going to fight. Wow, so Chris, who just wavered? So Chris kind of wavered. But once we start killing these guys, we're going to get our morale back. They're going super wide. They're going to come in from the back. Perfect. So with 2 overseers, they're going to be buffing their morale pretty significantly. They're not going to be, you know, a scared group of goblins like they normally would be. We just have to get consistent kills every turn, really mess with their morale and make sure ours stays high, and keep them off of us. Especially off of our back line, because they're our DPS. And we gave ourselves a nice shield from this side. Yeah, we need to expect for the roots to start rolling in. Surprised we've only been rooted once so far. And we should shoot at targets that other brothers can't hit. Oh, that was a pretty weak miss. So for instance, like we don't want to shoot at like this guy because he should be able to take him out. Big crossbow shot. Alright, Slash does the trick. We could kill another shaman before he gets a chance to do anything. That would be beautiful. 28% chance. I don't like those odds. Some of these percentages almost don't make sense to me. Wow, what a terrible miss. Okay, 73, 79. Let's crush that guy. Crush him. Perfect. So now we do want to step forward and Indomitable, because we're going to put him in range of these pikemen. Ugh. But that's okay. He was basically in their range anyway. And we'll step forward here to stay behind our shields. Get that kill, which is exactly what we wanted. No shame in targeting the ones that are already running away, because we're hoping to trigger some sort of chain route. Okay, let's free ourselves. We tried to free our ally. Get this hammer out. Okay, down come the nets. So we've already dropped them down by 13. That's huge. 2 shamans down. Do they have 3 overseers? They do. Wow. Alright, let's see what they can do. We're in no real danger yet. Our biggest fear is being hit by like serious armor piercing. And they're still taking a whole nother turn to get in here and start attacking in melee, which gives us another turn to clear them out. This little front line here will be able to attack, but if they miss Wolfgang, which I presumed would be their target when we stepped up, then we should be fine. Wolfgang can take a little bit of a hit. The vines makes us vulnerable. I think it lowers our melee defense. Makes it more likely for these goons to hit us, which is rough because they're using a bunch of shivs to bypass our heavy armor. But if we can kill these like frontliners, then they're just shooting at us. So we're going to put, you know, everything we've got into taking them out. I'm going to step here. Okay, why can't we shoot? I'm not 100% sure. Let's free ourselves. Oh, okay. I don't know why I was like blind to this for a second. Let's get this out. And we should free an ally for sure. See if we can get the nets off of him. We couldn't. Take a shot here. I had to feel that we could get that. Perfect. Perfect. Thankfully crossbows can shoot even in that kind of range. Free ourselves. Let's pull out the banner. Gives a chance to fight in melee. That's an easy kill. Another one. Doing very well. I think we need to step in on this dude and whack him in the head. Keep him from being able to run. Odds are he still may be able to with something like footwork. Let's get that off of Ragnar. Okay, we need to break the net off of ourselves. And I like stepping in here. If they try to run, we should be able to get them. We don't need to do that with 2 people. Let's free him. We killed another huge group. They're down to 25 and they really haven't done anything to us yet. This is pretty amazing. Those roots are going to be a problem at some point, but they aren't quite yet. Several of them are trying to run. And our formation is becoming a bit more spread out, so we're leaving our archers a bit more vulnerable to their skirmishers. But our archers are pretty heavily armored. They should be fine taking a volley or 2. Like here, we're pretty open. Yeah, we're expecting this. Pretty happy that they're targeting Hondo for some reason. And to be honest, we almost don't even have to kill these skirmishers. We just have to kill all the frontliners, and the skirmishers will want to run away. They only have 2 more shamans left. If Sir Chris can kill this overseer here, that'll be pretty good. Oh, we have another spell cast on a swarm of insects. We'll check that out in a second. Let's get our crossbow back. Let's shoot at the wolf riders in our back line. Lance doing the real work. Come on, let's get the kill. There we go. The numbers are diminishing. Raymond is our deadliest sniper. Let's make sure he's sniping. Very interesting options here. I'm kind of tempted to shoot for this guy and then hope to hit him, even though he's already routing. And if we hit someone else, we're just cool with it like that. Perfect. I mean, that's an acceptable outcome for us. Okay. It's all good. So swarm of insects, we need to check out what that does. So, oh my god, look how low our skills go if you add that to this. Really got to make sure that that Edgel is not someone that's going to be taking damage. Because he does not really have the ability to save himself right now. And we need to get... couldn't break free. That's a good kill. We'll take that. I kind of want to risk this one and hope to get the Overseer, and we do. That's awesome. So another top tier unit down. Even more units routing. I mean, of the 17 that are left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are routing. Some of them are just going to straight up leave the battlefield before the fight's even over. So that's great for us. We're going to step in on the pikemen here. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're shooting at Edgel because he has the flies plus the roots, so he probably has a super low range defense right now. The only thing probably saving him is the fact that he's standing behind 2 shield bros. And I love the fact that the Overseers are just trying to rally people instead of shooting with that crossbow. And just as I say that, they shoot me with the crossbow. Boom, we'll pin this dude in place, and we actually managed to rout him. That's awesome. What kind of shots do we have? I was going to say, let's go for the Overseer, and if we miss him, we might hit someone else. $72. Damn, I like those odds. Let's get behind Lance there. And we need to get out of these vines. We're not having a lot of success though. Break ourselves free. We may want to consider freeing Edgel before we free ourselves. Because his stats are just so low if he has both of those debuffs. Can we? No, we can't even move. We're being fatigued so heavily. I was hoping to miss really and hit something else. They have a lot of ranged firepower up on this hill with us. But once we clear out this low ground, we'll be able to just to turn and fight them. We didn't kill a ton that round, but I just don't know what they can do to us. Wow, he poisoned his own guy. That's awesome. This fight is going swimmingly. But I think it's only going this well because it put us at the top of a hill instead of at the bottom of one. 10 out of 10 would recommend fighting at the top of a hill against goblins. Wow, not only did he rally him, but he gave him high morale. So that Wolf Rider is actually a problem now. And I'm glad that Lance is there to fix it for us. Come on, Ramen. So fatigue obviously becoming an issue. Wolfgang needs some ammo. Let's give it to him. And I would love to kill that gentleman. So we're going to tie him down with Sir Chris, who is well suited to take on a routing overseer in combat. Okay, let's free our ally first. Whoever has the swarm of flies or swarm of insects, whatever it's called, they need to be our priority when it comes to saving. Wow, that's beautiful. I feel like I've just been saying wow this whole time, and I probably have, because I'm so unbelievably happy that this is going well. Break free. Can we... we can't move. This is kind of terrible. And our only person in a position to shoot is Edgel, who also has the insect swarms on him. And every turn, these two guys are just going to constantly, these two shamans are just going to constantly snare us. And of course, those skirmishers aren't going to get aggressive. They're not going to run into melee to fight us. So we need to try and get out there if we can, with anyone really. We just need to be careful because we don't want to leave someone like Edgel exposed. If we move Hondo, then they can just snipe him easily. Okay. 2 attacks on Raymond miss, but Edgel is not in a good place. He's super vulnerable. And we don't really have the means to counter skirmish right now because we're just so out of position. Oh, that's nice. That's an easy kill. I felt like we needed to take it, but our fatigue is so poor. Let's do this. In case he tries to run, we should be able to kill him with one of these guys. We have to free our archers to get them to move up. $37. And we get lucky. I'll take it. Take an aim shot, we still can't reach. Move forward here. I think we... Damn, I hit the wrong button. I meant to try and free Sir Varendox so he could jump here. That was going to be my my play. We need to make sure that our archers are covered from all of this skirmishing power. Perfect. May as well Indomitable. Hurts our fatigue just a little bit, but if he tries to stab Lance, we'll be happy we did. Okay, he lands a hit on Ramen, no big deal. It is nice sometimes to have your heavily armored archers take those hits for your frontliners. Hondo's armor's holding up, but he really needs to close into melee like now. Nah, and he's going to get rooted. Wondering why these goblins didn't jump back. It's because they knew I was going to get rooted. Okay. Warbow time. And that's it. There are no more enemies down there. We need to move as far forward as we can here. We just need to get a little bit lucky, and we can put it into that whole fight. We can always walk Sir Chris out there. Bam. Free our archers. We just can't move after that. Man, 2 of them at once is just miserable. At some point we have to get lucky and kill one of these shaman. Free. This is going to be a pretty drag-out fight. That guy wants to run. That's interesting. There's only 10 of them left. I would say we're certainly near the end of this fight, but if both of those shamans stay and continuously root us, I honestly don't know how long it would take for us to just, like, one by one try and shoot them down. It would take forever. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Overseer try and bring it back. Wow, they're starting to run. That's great for us. I don't think we need to kill, you know, every shaman, every Overseer. We took out 2 shaman, and I think we took out 2 Overseers. And we won't be able to catch anyone anyway. Well, let's see what happens. I don't want to get too crazy. We need to make sure we keep shields in front of archers. Everything they have left can shoot at us. Keep moving forward with Hondo. I think it's going to give us the option to let them retreat, and I think we will just because we can't catch them. Yeah, it's over. We did it, guys. Wow. Goblin City's taken down. And let's see what we get for all of our trouble and preparation and effort. Please give me something good. Oh my god. I think this is the best helmet in the game, perhaps? Yep. And we're full of... of course we're full on loot. Let's go through the process of dumping stuff out. Make sure that ends up here. We'll look at it in just a second. Was that worth it? Yes. Yes, it was. If it's junk, it's gotta go. I need to organize. We need food, because I think we're actually running pretty low. We don't need that kind of food. We don't need nets and bolas. Don't need a little bit of medical supplies. 60 crowns is honestly not that much. Okay, let's look at the good stuff. We want the impaler. We want these pole arms. The club I think is worth a good amount. Yes. These bows are worth a decent amount. This one not so much. Is it the skewers or the daggers that are worth a ton? These are. It's the falchions. Okay. grab all of those. We'll take the skewers that are in the best condition. Get rid of some of these wooden shields we don't need. The broken hatchet's not going to be worth much. A little bit of organization here. And we're going to make out of this fight like bandits. I can't believe we were able to do that. Unbelievable. So let me take a minute. We got a little lore here. I can read this for you guys. The goblin vanguard vanquished, you march on the city to ransack it. Tiny goblins are slain and scalped or beheaded. More yet scurry around you like ants, each carrying something above their heads like human skulls or treasures. And one sprints madly about toting a flagpole with its banner of flame, and another dances with the decapitated head of a wolf. Your men turn over huts and shanties and kick out leaners, and anything found breathing is put to an end. An ancient fortress the goblins used for a city core is set upon with a pillager's eye. You enter the halls yourself and there find a blind goblin crawling with a wreath of human femurs hanging about its neck. The greenskin chitters and chamfers in your general direction. I don't know what a chamfer is, but I don't like it. No doubt sensing your presence, though a pained grimace on its face means it also senses the annihilation of its people. You gut the greenskin and leave it to die on the stone floor. Your mercenaries run on ahead and into a council room full of elders and cut them all down in a murderous frenzy that has limbs flying and fingers scattering and blood shooting up the walls and across the tables. This is pretty gruesome. You head outside to the castle yard. Here you find a pile of dead humans, some mutilated, others charged, one stuffed with a torch as though his rib cage were a brazier. Past the corpses you spot the wolf rider kennels. You have wolf cages burned and their trainers thrown in the fires to die with them. One of the wolves breaks free and sprints further into the city with a cape of flame for fur. Wow. It runs from abode to abode, barking and howling for relief. You watch as the flames rapidly burn thatched huts and straw-roofed shacks. Before you yourself are consumed in the fiery carnage, you order your men to back out and watch the whole place burn to the ground. With the savages taken care of, you take inventory of the loot. Who is that? As you count the loot, the stranger who ordained this entire goblin-slaying strategy reappears. You can't even see the color of him, for he is utterly drenched in goblin guts and gore. He's got a few scalps in hand and a pouch that has ears and noses poking out of the top, and blood dripping from the bottom. He nods. All is well, traveler. All is well. We did good. You ask him if he set the fire, and he nods. The goblins, stranger, their rearguard in mazes of walls and mines. I shuddered their escapes to hem the population between two walls, close the way out, close the way in, and set fire to everything. They perished quickly. I see you fared well, and can keep the loot. I have no use for it. He turns and walks away. You yell out to him, this outrageous warrior, and ask him how much he'd want to join the company. This time he turns back, and he laughs at us. Traveler, this joke, eh? Comedy, delightful, truly, but my work will not be stalled until every goblin has been destroyed. Fair enough, a man's purpose is his own, but you're curious. You ask how many cities are out there. 23. Oh, sorry. Did you not ask how many of them there are in total? 23 I've destroyed, but still in existence there are, 2, 3, I'd wager 4,000. Good travels, traveler. This time he departs for good. You look back at the sons of Verona. They are in rare agreement. They wish they hadn't heard any of that. Yeah, finding out that you thought you just slayed like some ginormous goblin city only to find out that this guy's taking care of 23 and that there are 4,000 more. Jesus. Oh my God. What a fight. What a fight. And we, for our troubles, picked up what I think is the most powerful helmet in the game. The Emperor's Countenance. A golden helmet and face mask showing the visage of an emperor from an age-long past, imbued with mystical energies. When you hold it into the light, it almost looks as if the face were moving and making expressions of disgust. reflects 25% of damage taken in melee back to the attacker. That is godly. And we are going to give that to our boy Hondo here. You know, should we give that to Lance? Should we just get... You know what? I kind of like that. Let's just keep pouring the unbelievable loot onto Lance. And I'm going to do that because... Oh, wait. Let me do it like this. Hondo had this helmet for like almost the entire game. And every time I look at Lance now, I just think it's Hondo. So I'm going to give him back the Distinguished Heraldic Bassinet. I'm going to give Lance the Emperor's Countenance. And I'm going to give Aracel Darkar the Venerable Golden Skull Cap, which is not quite as strong as the full helm, but really helps him out in the fatigue department and gives our sergeant a bit of a unique look, which I have to say I like that as well. And then we have another full helm up for grabs for someone who can take it. I like that on Sir Chris, to be honest. He's one of our strongest brothers, for sure. And that means we can give this to Scaredy. That'll help out his fatigue as well. Actually, he's one of the few brothers that can even afford to wear one of those when it comes to fatigue. This should go to Isaac. That'll help him out a lot. I can't believe we just did it, guys. I'm like feeling a bit high, to be to be honest. I'm so happy we're able to knock that out. That was my first try. I did not run in there and do anything and lose some games off camera or anything like that. That was my first try. We one-shotted it. I'm going to say a good 50% of our success was based on our placement at the top of that hill. Whew. Who else? So Chris leveled. Excellent. Let's get him up to 60 resolve. We saw there fatigue is certainly a problem. And we can keep pumping. Tempted to pump his hit points because I think he does have Colossus. Let's just get his melee skill maybe up to 90. And now we need to head straight back to turn stuff in. We can repair the things that we know are incredibly valuable. The orc weapons generally are quite valuable. These goblin weapons are as well. But we need to go to a city that loves us. I want to go back to Horngard, and I think that's what we're going to do. The last time we were there, they didn't have much for us. These raiders better not be looking to engage us. That would be ridiculous. They didn't have much for us in the way of arms and armor, but they should. It's been some time since the last time we were there. We don't want to take any fights, pretty much only because we don't have the space to carry the loot. And we are triumphant. We don't really want to get in the mountains or anything like that. We don't have a ton of food. We picked up a little bit of food in that fight. I wonder if we'd have gotten anything else had we managed to kill the last Overseer and those two shamans. Honestly, I'm happy, guys. I'm happy to get what I'm pretty sure is the best helmet in the game. That damage reflection is obscene on a lone wolf style brother. I mean, it's good on anyone. If we put that on someone with a shield and they just sat there, but I think the idea of a shieldman is just to not get hit by the shield, thanks to the shield. But someone whose job it is to pretty frequently get hit and to soak damage, it's a beautiful addition to our roster. Our armory, I should say. Alright, let's get into Horngard and hope they give us some favorable prices. We have open relationships with them. They like us a lot. If we can get there before nightfall, come on. Damn, we're a little bit too slow. And they're being raided. We deserve a drink after that. I'm kind of tempted to get all of our guys super drunk. Okay, we'll hang out. And you know what? I'm going to save the game. I can't even tell you the number of times an accident has happened for me in a video game and I've lost some amazing progress. So nowadays, I just save. A sword master and lots of mercenaries. It's dawn. Let's see what they have for us. If the prices are any good, we could potentially unload everything here. Oh, the prices suck. Okay, well, we freed up some space in our inventory. I think we just need to grab food. Sell some of these. How did I miss these in our inventory? They must have been poorly organized. I don't know if anywhere else will give us better prices, but we should try. And since they're being raided, that probably has a lot to do with it. They have nothing for us. Yeah, there's nothing we want here. Let's head out to Eichenberg and see if they can do better at their armory. Big groups here, 28. What do they have? Yeah, that's a strong group. Okay, let's go into the armor. They're selling another heraldic helmet. Ooh, we may want to consider that. What are the prices like here for selling? They're even worse than the last place. We're buying this, guys. So we can take a second to gauge what the prices are like here. I think the prices here for buying are excellent. We're going to buy this. Sir Burkhart's heraldic helmet. That's a huge upgrade for someone in our party. I'm not sad to spend 20k on that whatsoever. And I'm quite happy to have picked up another great piece of armor for our group. So we're going to fill up on food, more tools, and now we're going to head down to Windfest and hope and pray that their prices are great. Because we just spent a lot of crowns. And who's going to get that upgrade? I think we give... Let's check out the stats on that helmet real quick before we decide who to give it to quite yet. It's 333.15. Yeah, it's got even more defensive power than the other one. And I kind of like giving it to Sir Chris. Or Sir Varandox. I kind of like giving it to Varandox. You know what? We're going to give it to our OG Aerosel. And then Varandox, I like him having the Venerable Skull Cap. That's pretty cool. What's the vision like on this thing? The vision's only 2, though. I don't know if his vision is impacting his ability to throw. Let's do it like this. That's still fine. That frees up another closed flat top with mail for someone in the front lines who needs it. For the moment, we'll just give it to Scaredy. Man, 2 amazing helmet pickups. And we should be able to make a pretty huge profit if this place likes us. Come on, big money. And it is. This is pretty good. 18 is not bad. 16 at the first place, 15 at the second, but 18 is not bad. And we're going to get rid of these decayed great helms. So we're at about 12. What were we at, like 12.5 maybe? Let's sell off everything we can here. Where do we get a second greatsword? Did I just not remember picking up another greatsword? That's insane. I have so many great swords, I don't even care. So we're back up to 20k. That feels pretty good after spending a ton. Kind of want to get rid of this hammer. We'll get rid of one of these great swords. We don't need 2. I want to buy... Well, let's see what they have for sale before we start buying things. I don't think we're going to take another fight in today's episode. We're running kind of long. They have a two-handed flange mace. That was a weapon I wanted to make use of in this playthrough, and I just never quite got the chance. So nothing in the weaponsmith. Anything good in the armory? Just a coat of scales, which would be a huge upgrade for someone, but we're going to try and bypass that and go straight to bigger and better things. Honestly, at this point, I would expect for our entire crew to be wearing like heavy lamellar armor, which is just strictly worse than the coat of scales. But we're just rocking lamellar, which is pretty bad for our fatigue. We're okay. Oh my gosh. Let's fire our men another drink. We only get one off of that? Okay. Well, we can also check the mistake. Pretty cool backgrounds in here. But we don't need anybody. We didn't lose anybody, thank goodness. And now we just need to focus on trying to draw out the Orc Warlord. So we might as well travel. We could always take a fight at the sunken battlefield against a priest. An ancient dead priest. That's a pretty cool fight. But also another very dangerous one. While walking about the shops of Windfest, you feel a tug at your sleeve. You turn to find a child there with a face smeared black, with two bright white eyes staring out. He asks if you know anything about swords. You gesture towards the one you got sheathed at your side. He claps his hands. Great, I work for a blacksmith yonder, but he's away fetching iron ingots. He told me to keep watch of this special sword he was making, but it fell and broke. Fell on its own and broke on its own. Will you help me put it back together? Someone help the kid out. See, I've never seen this before. Oz the Footless is fetched to go help the kid. He helps place the sword's handle and steel together, and the kid works his magic on his own, easily mending the sword back into one piece. You're amazed by his skill and wonder how good the blacksmith himself must be if this is his apprentice. After the work is done, the boy offers to fix some of the weapons for the Sons of Verona, which you happily accept. So we just got like a free repair. That's kind of cool. I don't know how damaged it was, but it might be like, you know, 100 gold worth of repairs on a long axe. So guys, this is the end of the episode. I'm so happy. I'm glad you hung out to this point and just kind of basked in the glow of victory with me. All I'm doing right now is kind of just looking for greenskins to take on, because we need to kill enough of them to draw out the warlord. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to take another fight today. Just trying to get ourselves in a good place to explore. We should probably visit Tarsdorf. I notice now that I'm running a bit low on food. But that's going to be it. Once again, guys, my name is Brett. My channel is Good Talk Gaming. I'm excited, trust me. I may sound tired, and I am. But it's mostly just being like mentally exhausted from a long day of recording. And trying to make good content that people won't hate. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed that fight. God, I'm so happy. We did it. And the world has a little bit fewer goblins in it. And now we're going to focus on trying to draw out the Orc Warlord, which may or may not end the Greenskin invasion. But either way, it should be a good time. And then we have still plenty of amazing fights ahead of us. The Black Monolith, which I don't know if we're quite ready for. I've heard tale that you can no longer use the strategy of drawing enemies into the Black Monolith to help you fight it. So maybe that means they toned down the fight a little bit to compensate for that fact. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did not. The Witch Hut, which is probably the thing on the battlefield that I'm the most scared to fight, just because it's going to be so difficult. Just the way that fight is set up. And then after that, Black Monolith plus Witch's Hut, we could kill the Orc Warlord for the invasion. And then I think we explore the rest of the map, because I wouldn't be surprised if there was another legendary location that we just haven't found yet. I know the Unhold have one, and I'm thinking it's got to be somewhere on the battlefield. Either it's here somewhere on one of these islands, or it's off into the frozen north here. You can lower that. It may be, you know, up here, who knows, but we haven't found it yet. And there even could be more islands here. There could be stuff out here. We don't even know. We have so much exploring left to do, and that was just kind of step number one in knocking down the in-game content. And that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you all have a great evening, great day, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.